Well, in today's program, we will explore significant events shaping international relations, trade dynamics, and domestic policies across various nations. Our coverage includes the escalating tensions initiated by the United States, political shifts within the European Union, ongoing conflicts and peace efforts in Africa, and of course, domestic protests influencing national policies. Good evening and welcome to the Flash News on ABC Amba TV, where we'll take analysis of the current global political landscape. I am Star Smart. Let's begin.
Stand with Ambazonia. Empower ABC Amba TV. We are calling on Ambazonians around the world to unite and uplift ABC Amba TV, Ambazonian Broadcasting Corporation. In this critical time of war, ensuring the station's survival is more important than ever. But what does ABC Amba TV truly represent for Ambazonia?
At the heart of Ambazonia's war of independence, ABC Amba TV stands as a beacon. Years of recolonization, annexation, and French Cameroon's oppressive occupation of the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia have led to our exclusion. Our identity was hidden, our history distorted, our sovereignty denied.
Queen of England is aware that the British Southern Cameroons were never a colony under France.
Since its inception in 2018, ABC Amba TV has been our lifeline.
Months of diplomacy have failed to resolve the crisis as fear grows over an imminent Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Our work in the dark is our chance to tell our stories to the world, to give voice to the voiceless and broadcast the truth of our struggle.
We are serious about executing this revolution.
It has become a vital arm of our government in wartime, making the
Well, on the Flash News today, we'll begin with the United States trade policies and global repercussions. Well, we see that on April 2nd, 2025, it started a global drama as President Donald Trump announced a comprehensive overhaul of the United States trade policies, imposing a baseline 10% tariff on all imports with higher rates for specific countries.
Tomorrow, the United States will implement reciprocal tariffs on other nations. It's been a long time since we even thought of that. But we will charge them approximately half of what they are and have been charging us. So the tariffs will be not a full reciprocal. I could have done that, yes, but it would have been tough for a lot of countries. We didn't want to do that. I'd like to see the chart if you have it. Could you bring it up, Howard? This is our great Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick. Thanks, Howard. So if you look at that, China, first row, China, 67%. That's tariffs charged to the USA, including currency manipulation and trade barriers. So 67%, I think you can, for the most part, see it. Those with good eyes, with bad eyes. We didn't want to bring, it's very windy out here, we didn't want to bring out the big charts because it had no chance of standing. Fortunately, we came armed with a little smaller chart.
Oh, well, this move, dubbed Liberation Day, aims to address what the administration perceives as long-standing unfair trade practices, while China faces a 34% tariff in addition to existing levies, while other nations such as Cambodia and Vietnam are subject to tariffs of 49% and 46% respectively.
So it's 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%. I think, in other words, they charge us, we charge them less. So how can anybody be upset? They will be, because we never charge anybody anything, but now we're going to charge. European Union, they're very tough, very, very tough traders. You know, you think of European Union, very friendly. They rip us off. It's so sad to see. It's so pathetic. 39%, we're going to charge them 20%, so we're charging them essentially half. Vietnam, great negotiators, great people. They like me, I like them. The problem is they charge us 90%. We're going to charge them 46% tariff. Taiwan, where they took all of our computer chips and semiconductors. We used to be the king, right? We were everything. We had all of it. Now we have almost none of it, except the biggest company is coming in. We're going to end up with almost 40%. Lee Zeldin's working to get their approvals. And it's an amazing company. Mr. Wei, of one of the great companies of the world, actually, they're coming in from Taiwan, and they're going to build one of the biggest plants in the world, maybe the biggest for that. But 64%, we're going to charge them 32%. Japan, very, very tough. Great.
Oh, well, and the list goes on. The immediate aftermath saw global stock market experience volatility, significant volatility, with fears of a recession looming. We see the Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeting by 2,000 points, and both the S&P 500 and Nasdaq reported losses around 6%. Economists warn that these tariffs could lead to increased consumer prices and strained international relations. And then with Europe, we see that in retaliation to the United States tariffs, the European Union announced plans for 21 billion euros in tariffs on American goods targeting products from key Republican states. However, following President Trump's 90-day suspension of certain tariffs, the European Union has delayed its retaliatory measures, opting for diplomatic negotiations. This development underscores the fragility of transatlantic relations and highlights the European Union's strategic approach to navigating complex trade disputes. The situations remain fluid, with potential implications for global economic stability and future trade agreements. Now, on to political shifts in Germany. We see Germany's political landscape undergoing significant changes with the formation of a new coalition government led by Friedrich Merz of the CDU-CSU in partnership with the SPD. The coalition's manifesto emphasizes reforms in security, migration, and economic policies, including stricter migration controls and increased investment in artificial intelligence. Now, this coalition aims to present a unified and effective governance model addressing both domestic concerns and international challenges. The inclusion of AI investment signals Germany's commitment to maintaining technological competitiveness in the global market. Peace efforts in Sudan is what we see in Africa. The United Kingdom, alongside Germany and France, is actually set to host a high-level conference on April 15, 2025, this month, at Lancaster House in London, aiming to resolve Sudan's ongoing civil war. Notably, representatives from the warring Sudanese Armed Forces, the SAF, and Rapid Support Forces, the RSF, are excluded, focusing instead on building a coalition amongst external stakeholders to demand a ceasefire and accountability for war crimes. This initiative reflects the international community's commitment to addressing conflicts in Africa, and it underscores the complexities of achieving peace without direct involvement from the primary conflicting parties. The conference's success could set a precedent for future diplomatic interventions in similar conflicts. Now, about domestic protests and political movement, we see that the United States is having its hands-off protests, which began in April 5th, 2025. This month as well, the United States has witnessed widespread hands-off protests, with millions rallying against President Trump's administration and policies implemented by Elon Musk. Demonstrators oppose the recent tariffs cut to federal programs and perceived threats to democratic institutions. These protests highlight deepening divisions within the United States populace and may influence upcoming electoral outcomes. The administration's response could further impact public sentiment and international perceptions of United States domestic stability. Also on protests, we see in France the far-right protest in France. Supporters of Marine Le Pen have organized protests following her conviction for embezzlement, which renders her ineligible to run in the 2027 presidential elections. These demonstrations reflect significant political tensions and debate over judicial impartiality within the country. The protests may influence France's political landscape, potentially reshaping party dynamics and voter alignments ahead of future elections. The situation also raises questions about the balance between judicial accountability and political participation. And in Nepal, pro-monarchy demonstrations are ongoing. We see thousands in Nepal who have rallied for the restoration of the Hindu monarchy, welcoming former King Gyanendra Shah back to Kathmandu. This movement indicates a growing nostalgia for monarchical rule and dissatisfaction with the current republican system. The resurgence of pro-monarchy sentiments could lead to significant constitutional debates and potential shifts in Nepal's governance structure, reflecting broader regional trends of revisiting traditional political systems. The global political arena is experiencing a period of significant transformation, which is marked by trade disputes, coalition formations, peace initiatives, and domestic unrest. These developments only underscores the interconnectedness of international relations and the profound impact of policy decisions on global stability. As these situations evolve, continued analysis and informed discourse remain essential. Well, this concludes our special report today on Flash News here on ABC. Until next time, we leave you with ABC Amba TV images. Thank you for joining us. I remain Star Smart.